Well, hello, friends. Real quick before we kick off the episode, I have to let you know about something exciting. I am seriously considering having an upgraded version of this podcast where you get bonus episodes and exclusive content. But here's the deal, I'm trying to decide what that content and those episodes should be. I do have some ideas, and I was wondering if you could vote really quick and tell me what you think about what would entice you, what would be interesting to you to get as bonus episodes on this podcast. For example, deeper dives into topics. Maybe I'm answering questions that many of you ask about starting or growing a business. Maybe even overhearing coaching calls, something like this. It would be a paid, upgraded version of this podcast, not very expensive at all, probably just a handful of dollars a month, but it be extra content for you to help you along your journey. My whole goal is to help you build your business dream. And I would love to offer you even more because some of you are asking for it. So if you could just look down in the show notes right now, there's two ways you can give me your answers. Number one, I have a Google form with 5 quick questions. It can be anonymous. You just answer them and vote on what would be interesting to you. Or number two, I have a voice memo system. You can just click it and you could just leave a voice memo with your phone right now and just record it and tell me what kind of topics, what things would be interesting to you behind the scenes, market news, what would be things that would be extra that would be really valuable to you. So thank you all so much. Okay, on to the episode.
Well, hello, this is Kimberly Brock, and for over 20 years, I've been running my own businesses that have not only been profitable, but personally fulfilling to me. So now I'm on a mission to help other new business owners, just like you, make money doing what you love too. Now we're going to have some fun, so let's get started. Well, hello, this is Kimberly. It's episode 129, and I'm so glad you're here today because we're talking about people who don't get it when it comes to your business. Yes, some people won't get it. Not everyone's going to love you. Not everyone's going to love what you offer, and it's okay. And I'm going to talk to you today about how to work through that and not be offended and how to deal with it. If you are new, welcome. I'm so glad that you found this podcast. Each week, I provide valuable tips and strategies for how to start and build a new business doing what you love. And did you know I have party favors for you? Yes, I do. If you scroll down right now, I've got a 16-step handy checklist. So if you are just starting your business, you can start working through it. People love it. So grab it today. And if you're stuck in the idea stage, you're like, I want to start a business. I don't know exactly what, but I want to get one going soon. Then get my free guide. It's called an Ikigai guide. And I know that's a weird word. It's a Japanese term. So make sure you go down below, grab that guide. It will help you work out your passions and skills and help that intersect with a viable business for you. And if you have been a listener a while, I want to thank you so much for listening and all the great reviews. It's just so heartwarming and so awesome to know that my work here each week pays off. And some of you are just going gangbusters with your new businesses. I wanted to read a review really quick. This is from Caitlin. It says, must listen. I started this podcast less than a week ago after deciding to start my own business. I'm a social worker and not at all someone with any background information in business. This podcast has been incredibly helpful in just a few days that I've been listening. I have listened to 11 episodes in just a handful of days, and I'm just getting started. See, I love that. I love it when people reference that saying, because we are all just getting started. Thank you so much, Caitlin, for taking time to write this awesome review and realize that for all of us, this is only the beginning. We're taking steps toward our dreams, and I'm so happy that you're here. Okay, on to the episode. Well, hello. How are you? How is your business? What's shaking? I have to know what's going on. I get so excited. Make sure if y'all are in my Facebook group that you post on the Wins on Wednesdays and the Imperfect Action Mondays, because I have to know how everything is going with your business. I get so excited when I read those posts. Today, I'm talking about people who just don't get it when it comes to your business. And you are going to encounter this. If you haven't started your business yet, get ready. Actually, if you haven't started yet and you haven't told one person that you want to start a business, you may not have encountered this yet, but you will. Because if you've told anybody or you've shared what you're doing, and if you've started a business, any of those situations, any situation, you're going to encounter people who just don't get it. So today I'm going to share with you how you can overcome that and understand that it's okay that you can't, be a people pleaser and you can't be all things to all people. So the first type of person that you may encounter that just won't get it are people who just don't understand the value of what you're offering. They just don't get it. They don't get that your product is amazing. They don't get that your service is amazing. They don't get why anyone would buy it. They don't get it. They don't get your business. And so then if they don't get it and you're talking to them, they may not give you good vibes or they may not be super excited like you are about your product or service. And I just want to tell you that it's okay because you're going to meet people all the time who just don't get it about your business. Now, maybe you're one of the lucky ones that people are like, oh my gosh, I want that. I want to get excited. Yay. But I'm telling you, your business doesn't apply to everyone and it shouldn't. Okay. It should not. Even Walmart doesn't apply to everyone. Okay. Many stores don't apply to everyone because some people just don't like Walmart. I know people that will not step into Walmart. They just won't go. Okay. And we know the reasons why. But sometimes their prices are cheaper. So sometimes I need to go. You know what I'm saying? And there's one near my house, so it makes it super easy. But think about this. You are going to meet people that will look at what you create, whether you create art, you make something, with your hands, you make jewelry, you make some type of food or baked good, you do makeup, you make candles, you offer coaching services, maybe you offer fitness instruction, whatever it is. You're going to meet people who just don't get it. And they'll be like, asking you about your business and you'll tell them things and you can tell they're just not really that into it. What's that movie? He's just not that into you. That's kind of what you'll meet with some people. I haven't even seen the movie. I know I'm a nerd. I haven't seen the movie. I haven't seen a lot of older movies. But anyways, but I've seen Netflix documentaries. Does that count? Anyways, my point is I just don't want you to get your feelings hurt when you're talking to people who don't seem super interested in what you're offering. I want you, when they do that, to realize, oh, he or she is not my people. And that's okay. Like say that to yourself. Oh, he or she is not my people. And that's okay. And then your next thought should be, where are my people? When I do talk to my people, what happens? They light up. They light up. Like when I used to sell monogram gifts and monogram backpacks and nap mats and all that. And I would tell guys what I do. They're like, oh, cool. Like next, they didn't care, but a lot of the women that I would meet were like, oh my gosh, you do? Oh, I could give those as gifts. I could give those to my mother-in-law, to my sister, to my friend, as bridesmaids gifts, all that good stuff, right? They would light up. So the minute that you meet someone soon, because you will meet someone, it could be today, you could go out shopping or go somewhere and you happen to tell someone about your business and you can see that they kind of look away and they change the subject. Don't be offended. Don't get your feelings hurt. Okay. Sit up straight and think there's people out there that love what I offer and are going to be so excited when they learn about it. Okay. So remember that. Promise me, because it will happen. Not everyone loves your stuff and not everyone should love your stuff. Your stuff is made for a specific type of person. Okay. That wants that values what you offer. Okay. Okay. Number 2, the other people that won't get it are your rude customers. They won't get your return policy. They won't get that you're trying to be reasonable. They just won't get it. Have you ever witnessed really rude people? In fact, I saw in our local Facebook group yesterday, a mom, y'all, this was the sweetest thing. A mom was posting about customers going into restaurants and not tipping. And it was a long post. And I'm like, why is this thing so long? And I'm reading it. And it's because her son is employed at a local restaurant that people the other day were not tipping. He had like a party of 7 and they didn't tip, but he did a great job. Like everything was good. And then somebody else had like a baby and like tipped $2 and they had, the baby had thrown stuff all over the floor. I mean, a toddler, really. The toddler had thrown rice and all this stuff on the floor, which that's what toddlers do. Mine did that too. But people were not tipping well. And to me, those are rude people and they should not be doing that. And this mom was standing up for her son because she was like, he is such a hard worker. Would anyone go to this restaurant and ask for my son? I won't say his name, and ask for my son because he will do a fantastic job for you. And I just thought it was the sweetest thing that a mom did for her son. But she made a point. Like, there's rude customers and you need to be prepared for that. Even if you have a service-based business, even if you have a product-based business, doesn't matter what it is, you will have somebody that is unreasonable. I've had that. I've had someone scream at me on the phone. I've had men scream at me on the phone. I've had a woman be so rude and then hang up and tell me I was so rude. And we were only trying to help her. I consider myself a very reasonable person. I really do. Like, I will be like, okay, let's figure this out. Let's do the right thing. And that's what you have to do. You do the right thing. And if you have somebody really rude, my personal suggestion, even though some of you are going to want to hold your ground, you can give them a refund and send them on their way, or give them an exchange or whatever it was, bend the policy, do something, and let them be on their way, because you don't want them in your circle anymore. They're still mad. Even if you give them a refund, they're not going to come back. So that's the good news, is that you don't have to worry about it. Rude people are not worth working with, and people that are really unreasonable are not worth working with. They will give you headaches. They will give you headaches. It will stress you out. I mean, I had my sister-in-law working for me, and we've laughed about it, that we cried. You know, she cried one time when someone was yelling at her, and I've gotten like total teary-eyed and like, can't believe someone was that rude. But then I realized, you know what? That person is super miserable in their life. If they are overreacting about a little onesie or something, they are completely out of control. And their life is not good, and I need to send them on their way. What can I do to send them on their way so they can go off and be miserable in their own world and not contaminate mine, right? So remember that. If you're a service provider too, maybe you go to someone's house and do something, or you're something with landscaping or something outdoors, you paint or you home decorate. There will be some people that be rude. In fact, I had some maids that I was testing out a while back, and was trying to find, of course, the lowest price possible for our houses out here. And I was talking to one of the sets of maids, and the main lady was like, yeah, we used to go to this other person's house, and the husband would follow us around in every room while we clean. And she said, finally, I just had to get out. I had to quit that job because I could not stand him hovering over me and doing that. I mean, see, sometimes you have to let people go. Like, you have to fire your own customers. To say, I'm sorry, you're fired. The tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go. This is the reality of business ownership. Okay. It doesn't matter what you sell, service or product or combination or whatever, you're going to get rude people, and you have to learn that that's okay. And you have to put on like a shield, a protective shield. You have to not get offended, even though it's hard, because people are rude and it's hurtful. It's super hurtful. The whole thing, it's hard. So what I say is send them on their way. Do the right thing. Always do the right thing. Just do the right thing. Take care of your consumer as if it was you. Some people are really unreasonable. I've had people swindle us out of money and say they didn't get packages, so they're more like criminals. I've had criminals, a few, not a lot, but a few. When we were shipping expensive nap mats, I had somebody do that. It was terrible. So people will do that, but people will be rude to your face. I've seen people be rude in stores, and it's not fun. It's not good, but it's going to happen. So the more people that you deal with, the more chance you have of someone being rude. So what I would do is put out feelers for the right kind of people so that you attract the people that are reasonable. Okay? Okay, don't be offended. You promise? When someone's rude, you can give yourself a little pity party time, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and then you'll be done. Because it's not worth worrying over. You don't need them in your life. Okay? You will have rude customers, and they'll be mad about your return policy or about something you did or didn't do or didn't call or didn't say, or you shipped the wrong thing, which I've done that. It's terrible. It feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. I felt awful when that's happened. Okay? So think about that right now. Go ahead and prepare for when somebody's rude. And go through, like, in your head, the steps that you're going to take to not be super offended. Okay. You're going to immediately do the right thing. Don't let it drag out, and just be done, and let the little birdie fly away. Okay. Okay. That's the second kind of person that just won't get it. They won't get it that they need to be polite to people that they do business with. They just don't get it. Okay. So let's review. The first one is some people just won't get it, how amazing your product is or your service is. They just won't get it and they don't need it, and that's okay. You are not going to please all people. It's okay. Your stuff is for certain people, okay? Second thing is, promise me you're not going to be super upset when somebody's rude, because they will be. They just don't get it. They don't know how to communicate well with people that are running businesses. They don't. They don't get how to handle themselves. They're not reasonable, and they're flat out rude, okay? So prepare yourself. This will happen, and it's okay. You can do this. You can deal with rude people because there's going to be a million other amazing, awesome clients and customers, right? Okay. The third group of people that just won't get it are some of your friends and family who know you have this business. Okay. So this one, to me, is sort of the hardest sometimes, because we want our friends and family to be totally interested in what we're doing. Because after all, we try to be interested in what they're doing, right? But some people just won't get it, why we're starting a business, what we're doing, why we're offering it, why we're working so hard, why we're taking this chance, why we're putting ourselves out there. Some people just don't get it, okay? And you need to not be offended if certain friends or family don't buy from you, don't ask about your business, don't want to know, don't really care about your success, because it will happen. Okay? Some of your friends and family will ask you about it all the time. They'll be so excited. They'll be your biggest advocates. They'll be telling everyone about what you do, but there's going to be others that don't. So I want you to promise me today that you won't be offended. And I'm telling this to myself too, okay? Because I don't want to be the pot calling the kettle black. But sometimes every now and then, like, I'll see old friends or I'll, be talking to people and no one ever asks me about what I do. But then I realize, because I wake up and go, why are you being selfish? Like, am I asking them about what they're doing? I hope I am, but I may not be. So sometimes we have to look in the mirror and realize we may not be acting as the person we want them to be. So how can we do that? It's like a double standard if we're not being that person. So make sure you take interest in your friends and family's careers and things that they're doing, even though you don't love your family and your friends because of what they do. But it is nice for someone to take interest in your stuff, right? And you should be doing the same for others. So I try to remember that. If I ever find myself falling into a moment of like whatever that is, pity, selfishness, that someone's not asking or whatever, and go, wait a minute, have you been asking them? Have you been finding out? And really, why does it matter if they totally do that? You love each other for way other reasons than your career. Okay, way other reasons. Is that a correct English phrase? For a lot more reasons than just because of your career. But I think it's nice. I think what it is when we start a business, it feels very personal, right? Because we have taken a chance. This was super scary. Not everyone does this. We're putting ourselves out there. We are opening ourselves up to ridicule, pretty much. Because if people don't like what we do or the style or what it is or whatever, or they don't understand it, then they're not really going to care about it. And that's okay. I think the moral of this story is, for all these people who don't get it, the rude people, the friends and family, or just anyone who doesn't really care for our product or like it, is to remember that we're being selfish when we're focused on us. So stop being focused on you and making this about you. Don't make your product or service about you if someone doesn't like it. Okay? You building a successful business is about you, and it's pretty amazing. But what you sell, some people will like it, some people don't. It has nothing to do with you as a human and how amazing you are. And don't be selfish if people are rude and be thinking about yourself and how sad you are and how mad you are, and be thinking, I feel bad for that person. That person is really miserable that they would overreact or be rude or be this mean. Don't be selfish and wallowing in that it's about you, because it's not about you. It's about them. Okay. And don't be selfish if your friends or family don't get what you're doing, don't ask you about it, and don't want to know, because it really has nothing to do with you and the person that they love. They love you for you. Okay. Career is amazing. And if they're interested, they'll ask. And if they're not, don't worry about it. Don't take it personally. Be glad that you have a good friend or a family member who cares about you no matter what's going on. Even if you have a failed business or a failed job or a failed career. You know what I'm saying? Is this making sense? I just think sometimes when we get offended about things, when we're like, oh, they just don't get it, maybe they really don't. But also ask yourself, am I taking this personally when I shouldn't? And if I am, is it causing me stress? Is it causing me angst? Is it causing me to be sad? And realize then we're actually being selfish about it. Like, let's stop and say, it's more about them. It has nothing to do with me as a human being. Okay? I hope this helped y'all today. This was kind of a different episode, but it had hit me the other day that some people just don't get it. And some of you new business owners, I don't want you ever to feel sad or like I'm not good enough, or my business isn't good enough, my product isn't good enough, people are rude, blah, blah, blah. I just don't want you to ever feel that way. I want you to go ahead and prepare now. It's kind of like those people. Who are those? Those doomsday preppers? Doomsday preppers that like fill stuff in their basement in case the world's going to end. Like, okay, we're not going to that extreme. But it's like buying insurance. We're protecting ourselves. We're protecting ourselves, right? If you need to have a fence in your yard to protect yourself from wild animals or nature or, whatever, that's what you do. You protect yourself. And that's all you're doing today. Some people just won't get it, but you know it's okay because what you're doing is amazing. You're following your yearning. Every day you're putting one foot in front of the other and you're doing this. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so in awe of you. Okay, that's it. And I just wanted to say too, if you are in those early stages of business, maybe you're new here and you're just getting your business started, I have a question for you. Do you have a plan? Do you have like an easy plan that you can follow to get your business going? Well, if you don't, check out my mini business plan workshop. You can create a one-page plan. You're going to go through a whole guide and listen to me on a workshop. I'm going to teach you how to create this plan, but it will help you so much because now you've got a map for turning this idea that's in your head, this vision in your head, into an actual business. And you're going to map out all the core pieces of the business on a plan. How awesome is that? So you'll have to snag that. Scroll down below and you can grab it. Okay, that's it. Until next time, bye now.
Now, this episode may be over, but our relationship does not have to end here. Head on over to KimberlyBrock.com, and yes, you can get more valuable information for your journey. And you know what? You don't need to go through this alone. I would love to help you. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye.